public and private school officially both be out in a week. Well hit, Andrew.
Every June 14th, we always celebrate June 14th here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley by briefly showing a small clip of Mariner baseball before we actually go to the opening credits. We always promise you a 5-star show on Fridays, and we are now 32 seconds into the show, and they ain't going to be a 5-star show. Hello, everybody. Dan Kuntz, 14th day of June, 2024. It is a Friday. Weekend's almost upon us. Flag Day. We'll get to that in just a little bit. It is high clouds. It is 57 degrees. It's windy. Wind out of the west-northwest at 16 miles an hour. Windy all day today. Very low humidity. Windy tonight. Windy Saturday. Very chilly on Saturday. Our high temperature Saturday will be in the mid-60s, which is usually our normal high temperature in like early May and not the middle of June. As we're getting ready to wrap up spring. In fact, 1 week from today will be the first full day of summer. The summer solstice is on June 20th this year, 1 day earlier because, of course, we had the leap year. Forecast details are coming up. Just chilly, well, not chilly, but cooler than normal temperatures and certainly very windy. We'll do that when we get to the weather. We will have the news, and there's a lot of that as well. You briefly saw the Mariners lose. We'll show you extended highlights of the Mariners losing to the White Sox. White Sox aren't very good, but they sure gave the Mariners a pretty good tussle, and the Mariners weren't able to sweep the White Sox. We'll have highlights of that. Apple Sox win again. They're playing good baseball. This Wenatchee team, I'm liking them. I'm enjoying it. They beat Bellingham in walk-off fashion. We'll hear from Joel Norman. We'll have Chuck Ugner's interview with me in the back half of the program because the Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival, of course, is this weekend. We got a lot of show to get to for this 4.5-star Friday. Let's go around the valley with our cameras. Our PTZ camera at the tip of Wenatchee Heights is zoomed about as far back as we can make it. That is a big swath of real estate you're looking at right there in the Wenatchee Valley. You can see the high clouds floating around up there. Very dry, very breezy. Again, the relative humidity right now is at 41%, and that is low for this time of the day. At this time of the day is when the relative humidity is usually at its wettest, and then gets drier as the day progresses. That 41% relative humidity is not good. It's only 31% relative humidity in Ephrata. Wow. Camera 2. Up to number 1 Canyon we go, pointed a little bit towards the southeast. Beautiful view there. Big. It's funny. I mean, look at all that land that you see there, but you can't see the thing that's most important to the Wenatchee Valley, the Columbia River. You can't make that out at all because of the contour of the real estate there. Good morning to the west side of the Wenatchee Valley. Let's head on up to Slide Ridge, and that is pointed directly at the Pioneer Fire. So if we pan that camera to the right, about 70 to 80 degrees, that's where we'll be able to see Manson and the lakes behind Manson, but we have that pointed almost due north towards the Pioneer Fire, and that is a long, long way from where that camera is, but still pretty darn cool. And we haven't checked in with Ephrata in a while. We're going to take care of that little problem right now. Good morning to Ephrata, the seat of Grant County. We need to use that camera more often. Again, Ephrata, your relative humidity is at 31%, and it's already 61 miles an hour. But it's not real. It's already 61 degrees. It's not real windy though. In Ephrata, it will be windy for everybody later on today. In fact, fire concerns continue to make those folks a little on the nervous side. Again, very windy today. Sustained winds in the Wenatchee Valley anyway. Going to be about 17, 18 miles an hour, but we're going to see gusts above 30. We had a couple above 30 yesterday. Relative humidity by the end of the day today is going to be very, very dry. So it's not just the fires that are out there, and right now the only big one around here is the Pioneer Fire up Lake Chelan Way. But any fire that may get going could really tick off, obviously because all the grassland is starting to dry out. The moisture content in the grass is not very good. And check this out. If you're heading to the high country for some some high terrain camping and hiking, you can get snowed tonight. I kid you not. This is a cold front that's coming in. It has a little bit of moisture in the upper elevations. So tonight into Saturday morning, if you're at 5,000 feet and above in the Cascades and in the northeast Washington area, you know, up in the Ponderay area, you could actually get snowed on, and it's going to be cold. Yet it's the middle of June. I just thought we'd throw it out there. If you're heading to the high backcountry this weekend, bring snowshoes. You may need them. From the National Weather Service, here we go. It's going to be breezy. It's going to be cool. It's going to be sunny. We'll have that for the most part. It'll be sunny for most of the day today. High of 73, very windy at times today. And right on into tonight, you'll notice the clouds at the very end of the day today, right around 9 o'clock. Sunset tonight is at 8:59. You'll notice the clouds will be coming back in. We'll get down to 52. Saturday, quite a bit of sunshine, lots of wind, and quite cool. High of only 66 degrees. Windy all day on Saturday, breezy in the morning, wind in the afternoon, and that's very chilly for this time of the year. And that's all we're going to get to on Sunday. Nice thing about Sunday, almost no wind. No wind at all, really, on Sunday as this cold front exits the area. It's going to make the temperatures get chilly on Sunday, but no wind. In fact, Sunday, all things considered for Father's Day, not bad, just not real warm, but okay barbecue weather. And then we warm up a little bit more on Monday, and then another degree or two on Tuesday. No real wind on Wednesday or Thursday as a gradual warming trend comes. Summer begins, of course, next week, and we're going to eventually finally get summertime temperatures. That's the forecast. We're going to take a break and come back with the news. You're watching a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Let's go! Put your hands together for the world-famous Harlem Globetrotters. This isn't just basketball, people. This is where what just happened happens all the time. Don't miss the Harlem Globetrotters 2024 World Tour presented by Jersey Mike Subs at Town Toyota Center on June 16th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for tickets.
Your home runs on hot water. From the kitchen, to the bath, to the laundry. So Rheem offers a wide variety of water heaters from traditional models to ones smart enough to tell you how much hot water is available. On second thought, perhaps the laundry can wait.
Call After Hours Plumbing for all your water heating needs.
My name is Anna Marie. I've lived at Prestige here for 6.5 years, and I love it. They just made you feel so welcome. I love my room. I get 3 meals a day, do as I darn well want to. I've loved it ever since I moved in.
Mom's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She deserved the very best, and I got it for her here at Prestige.
Nine minutes after the hour, we are at 57 degrees. It is windy. We're going to have cooler than normal temperatures today. Lots of sunshine, lots of wind and cooler still. On Saturday, we rebound a little bit, at least no wind, for Father's Day Sunday. An inmate convicted in a brutal 1994 murder in the outskirts of the Wenatchee Valley has failed again to have his life sentence lifted. Michael Randall Lauderdale assaulted and killed 21-year-old Jeremy Wood up Number 2 Canyon back in 1994. The Washington Supreme Court ruled in 2021 that his sentence of life without parole should be reviewed by the Chelan County Superior Court because Lauderdale was only 19 at the time of the murder. Chelan County Judge Travis Brandt found the sentence was appropriate, and yesterday the Washington Court of Appeals turned down Lauderdale's effort to overturn that ruling. Lauderdale remains incarcerated at the Airway Heights Correctional Center just outside of Spokane. A Federal Way man is going to go to jail for 90 days right here in Chelan County for stealing a trailer full of appliances from a Wenatchee heating and cooling company. 46-year-old Fedor Kavashuk was sentenced Monday after a jury convicted him of first-degree theft back in May. Kavashuk was arrested in 2022 for the theft, in which he unhooked a trailer loaded with $30,000 worth of equipment and drove it back to his hometown. His lawyers had sought to have Kavashuk serve his sentence on work release, but Judge Kristen Ferreira ordered him to go to jail instead. Kavashuk plans an appeal, by the way. He still faces charges for similar large vehicle and equipment thefts in Benton County and in Kittitas County. A protective mother deer injured a dog. This is a strange story. Yeah, a deer injured a dog and forced a temporary shutdown in part of Leavenworth's Riverside Trail system. According to the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife, they say the doe attacked 3 dogs that were being walked on leashes on Blackbird Island, probably because it was protecting a newborn fawn. One dog required surgery after the incident, and the city of Leavenworth shut down access to Blackbird Island until mid-morning yesterday after the doe and the fawn apparently moved on. Wildlife agents say protective behavior like this is common in spring fawning season. People walking in deer habitat are encouraged to keep their dogs leashed and to not approach either young or adult deer if they happen to come across one. The Pioneer Fire, which of course is almost a week old, continues to burn up in the very remote section on the north shore of Lake Chelan. It's now at this morning 1,756 acres, and it could keep burning for quite some time. No communities are threatened, but a number of popular wilderness trails between Chelan and Stehekin are closed. The fire is burning within the 2001 Rex Creek fire scar, if you remember that. So the timber is pretty sparse. There is a moderate amount of dead and down trees, and the grass is pretty dry, and that's maintaining the fire. Firefighters say this fire could burn for quite some time. Chelan County PUD is going to start making some big-time improvements to the Riverfront Park system and the Apple Capital Loop Trail, and Walla Walla Point Park for that matter. Along the Loop Trail at the bottom of 5th Street, they're going to put in a brand new splash pad with a Columbia River steamboat theme. They're going to put in a new apple-themed playground, and they're going to relocate some of the public art pieces. The Chelan County PUD are also going to make improvements to Walla Walla Point Park. They're going to put in a new full-court basketball area with a drinking fountain and a new ADA accessible trail to the south parking lot. All the park improvements will be completed in phases, but everything is scheduled to be finished before the start of summer next year. And the Wenatchee Public Library is going to partner with U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services officials from Yakima. They're going to come into town next week to bring naturalization services to the Wenatchee Valley. NCW Libraries said there are about 2,500 lawful permanent residents in the greater Wenatchee area who are eligible to become citizens. The officials will be at the Wenatchee Library Tuesday, June 25th. They're going to host a Naturalization 101 information session from 5:30 to 6:30. On Wednesday, June 26th and Thursday, June 27th, immigration officials will host a series of private interviews with individuals who have pre-scheduled appointments. The officials will also hold a naturalization ceremony for selected participants and their families on the afternoon of June 26th. And that is your news on a Friday morning. One more newscast before we get to do a weekend. And by golly, we deserve a weekend, but we still got work to do today. And we'll have the news for you at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight. 5, 6, and 10 on television. If that doesn't work for you, it'll be up and running via the World Wide Web. So you can watch the news by going to our website, ncwlife.com, our Facebook page, our YouTube page. We have an app. We have an X. We have an Instagram account. I'm so ignorant of social media, but that's my bad, not yours. If you don't have our app yet, there you go. Pick up your phone and QR away. If there's something out there that you think is newsworthy, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Mariner baseball, Apple Sox baseball, and Jay Buhner giving out haircuts last night. Sports is 2 minutes away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
The Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce presents Wonders of Wooden Avenue.
Welcome to the newest and funnest fashion boutique on Wooden, featuring mountain chic clothing and men's footwear from UGG, Brixton, Sorel, and Free People. Walk on into the Tiffany Blue Building on the second block of Wooden and check it out.
It is nearly impossible to describe what you'll find in Lush Life. It's an eclectic collection of items from around the world. See it for yourself at the corner of Wooden and Emerson.
Wonders of Wooden Avenue, North Central Washington's premier shopping district.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
Sports at 17 minutes after the hour. Garrett Crochet was really good last night. Unfortunately, Garrett Crochet pitches for the Chicago White Sox. He struck out a career-high 13 over 7 dominant innings. Andrew Vaughn homered and drove in the tie-breaking run in the 10th. The White Sox beat the Mariners 3-2 last night. Chicago pitchers had 19 strikeouts. That's the most in a game for Chicago since 2019.
Public and private school officially both be out in a week. Well hit, Andrew Vaughn to center field at the wall, and it is out of here. Andrew Vaughn, with his 8th home run of the season, puts the White Sox on the board. A 1-0 lead here in the 3rd.
Andrew was a few feet away last night. Didn't get cheated tonight. Almost 105 off the bat to the deepest part.
Robert Jr. puts a charge in this one, going to center. Adios! La Pantera goes back-to-back. And the White Sox take a 2-0 lead in the 3rd.
Almost 110 off the bat. Andrew Vaughn had a majestic high fly. And Luis Robert Jr.
Fair ball. Nice play by Locklear. Boom, backhand flip. Well done. Good coverage there by Emerson Hancock. 1 out.
It was a great play. It's right down the line. Perfect time dive. Not an easy hop to catch either when you're diving. That is well done. That's what you have to do when you have Crochet on the other side. You have to help your pitcher out make some plays on the defensive side.
Crochet struck out 7 through 4. JP, does he have enough? Yes, he does. That's a fabulous play by JP Crawford. Never gives up. Mendick is retired, 1 down.
Another great play. A couple of them in this game. We talked about how important the defense is going to be.
High drive, left field, has a chance, looking up, off the top, stays on the rail and goes over for a home run. The first big league homer for Tyler Locklear, and the Mariners on the board. It's 2-1 White Sox. Deep to right center field. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a tie ball game. Julio. His 6th home run. Number 26 on the RBI. And hit number 400.
Exit velo of 109, 415 feet.
Since they went 3-0.
He's swinging. Chopper to 3rd. The play comes to 1st as the run will score. So Corey Lee comes in, and the White Sox take a 3-2 lead. Steps in with 2 down, lifts it in the air, and this could be it. Robert Jr. underneath, and the White Sox win Game 4, this 4-game series, in extra innings. Tanner Banks gets the save Nicely done to leave Seattle.
A wonderful job today by the White Sox to get it done. They've had a tough series. They've been up in these games. In the first 2 games they were up. They let the lead go and lost. Last night was a battle to the end.
Seattle is now on the road. They'll be in Texas to start a 3-game series against the Rangers. That begins tonight. Louis Castillo is going to get the start. They gave him an extra day of rest, so he'll be ready to go. He'll take on lefty Andrew Heaney. The first pitch tonight is at 7:10, but it's only available to watch on Apple TV Plus, which sucks because I don't have it. Last night was the 30th anniversary of the first Buhner Buzz Cut night. You remember that? Well, they haven't done it for quite some time, but they brought it back last night to T-Mobile Park. 427 people showed up to have their head shaved. Jay Buhner himself did the honors of shaving Cal Raleigh's head.
It's nice to be a part, nice to give back, and it's good to see the Mariners playing good baseball. So that has a lot to do with it as well.
I think a lot of it, yeah. Not too shabby.
No, this is awesome.
I think a lot of it is their love for you and their appreciation for what you meant to this franchise. Yeah. Take us back.
I love them. Yeah. The feeling's mutual. I think they understand that. Yeah. So
let's go back to '94. Do you remember sort of the evolution of this event, how it came about?
Yeah, it was Kevin Martinez, the brilliant mind of Kevin Martinez, who I love to death. But at the time, I wasn't loving him because I was like, no, this is corny. We're not doing this. And I, because you never know. I thought really and truly, I thought he was BSing at first because he's a practical joker. And we were coming back from a road trip, and he goes, don't forget, it's on the calendar. And I go, don't forget what? And he goes, the Buhner Buzz. I said, good one. And he's like, no, I'm serious. And I'm like, come on, Kevin. He goes, dude, it'll be awesome, I promise. I go, all right, I'll do it. The first year, we'll see how it goes, and we'll adjust. He goes, that's all I ask. And the rest is history. Here we are 30 years later.
By the way, all the barbers were volunteers, and all the proceeds went to charity. It's good to have that promotion back. All right, to the American League West scoreboard. We go from last night. The Mariners' lead over the Rangers is now 5.5 games. Rangers knocked off the Dodgers 3-1. Diamondbacks crushed the Angels 11-1. They don't have a 10-run rule, by the way, in Major League Baseball. And the Twins beat the Athletics 6-2. Closer to home, the Wenatchee Apple Sox have played 4 series in the West Coast League so far this season, and they've won all 4. It took them 10 innings last night to get the job done against Bellingham, with the Apple Sox pulling out the win in walk-off fashion. Joel Norman has the wrap.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox earned their first walk-off win of the season on Thursday night with an 8-7 triumph in 10 innings against the Bellingham Bells. Aiden Doherty capped off a 5-for-6 night with a walk-off RBI double in the bottom of the 10th inning after Elijah Palaia led off with a walk and reached second on a throwing error on a pickoff attempt to first base. Doherty picked up his second 5-hit game of the 2024 season and just the 8th in Wenatchee Apple Sox history. Wenatchee took 2 of 3 against Bellingham to improve to 9-3 on the season, and now they travel north of the border to take on the Kamloops Northpaws this weekend, Friday through Sunday at Norbrock Stadium. With your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
Thank you, Joel. We appreciate it. Last night in the West Coast League, a full slate of games. Wenatchee's lead now in the West Coast League Northern Division is 2 games over Edmonton and Victoria. They have a 3-game lead over Nanaimo. Nanaimo lost to Victoria last night 2-1. Walla Walla knocked off Port Angeles 4-3. It was the Pippins of Yakima Valley beating Ridgefield 3-0. Cal has shut out Kamloops, our opponent tonight, 8-0. Bend over Springfield 9-3. Corvallis wins again. They've won every game but one so far this year. They beat the Pickles. The final there was 5-3, and those are just some of the games that people are playing. It's June 14th, so it is Flag Day, and we'll get to that in just a little bit. It's also World Blood Donor Day. Always a good idea. International Bath Day. So I can't even remember the last time I actually took a bath in a bathtub. You got me. It's been decades. I have, my personal hygiene is impeccable. I just don't take baths. It's National Strawberry Shortcake Day. It's National Pop Goes the Weasel Day, but none of those are obscure. National Bourbon Day, though. Maybe it is National Bourbon Day today. How bourbon got its name, nobody knows, but it's basically down to 2 things. Either Bourbon Street in New Orleans, or because it's done in Kentucky, there is a Bourbon County in Kentucky. I think most people associate bourbon with Kentucky, which supplies 95% of the world's bourbon supply. To be called officially bourbon, it must be made in the United States. That's rule number one. It must be made in the U.S. Bourbon has to be made of a grain mixture that's approximately 51% corn or higher. This is all the rules for making bourbon. It has to be aged in new charred oak barrels. You can't recycle the barrel. They have to be new for bourbon. This is a good one. It can't be more than 160 proof. That's 80% alcohol. That'll do it. That'll get the job done. When it's bottled, it has to be at least 80 proof, which is 40% alcohol by the time it actually makes its way into the bottle. So that's the minimum, is 80 proof. And of course, you can't have a whiskey sour or a Kentucky Mule or a Gold Rush or any number of iconic cocktails without having, I'm not a big bourbon guy, but I know a few people who are. So happy National Bourbon Day to you folks. Enjoy responsibly. Today in history, happy birthday to the Army. This is the day the Army considers themselves their birthday, because it was June 14, 1775. 249 years ago, the Continental Army is established by the Continental Congress. I mean, we had armies, we had militias, but it looks like, we hadn't gone to war yet, but it looks like we're probably going to have to do a little battle there with the British. And so they thought we'd have these militias scattered all over the place. We need to have centralized command and a centralized army instead of having just a shipshod bunch of guys running all over the place shooting off rifles. We need to have coordination, battle plans, battle attack plans, and we need a leader. So they decided we need an army on this date in 1775. 2 days later, they said, okay, well, who's going to run it? And they offered the job to George Washington, and George said, sure, I'll do it. I'll be the commander-in-chief. And they said, great, George, we'll pay $500 a month. And George said, no, don't pay me at all. I'll work for free. You just have to pay my expenses. Well, George Washington was not an idiot. If he had taken the $500 a month during the course of the Revolutionary War and the Continental Army, he would have made about $48,000. Instead, the Continental Congress agreed just to pay for his expenses, which came out to over $475,000. Smart move, George. And of course, once the Treaty of Paris was signed in 1783 and the Revolutionary War ended, the Continental Army disbanded. They put down their swords and picked up their plowshares and went back to their farms. And then a couple of years after that, they went, no, maybe we should actually have a standing army. Happy birthday to the Army, 249 years old today. I mentioned it is Flag Day, June 14th, 1777. That is the original flag from June 14th, 1777, designed by Francis Hopkinson. That flag was used. This was our nation's flag from June 14th, 1777 to May 1st, 1795. That's what the flag actually looked like. And in the state of Pennsylvania, it's a holiday. Pennsylvania is the only state among the 50 states and commonwealths that celebrate Flag Day as a state holiday. So good for Pennsylvania. Happy Flag Day, 247 years old. And on this day, 42 years ago today, June 14th, 1982, the stupidest, dumbest war of the last 50 years came to an end when Argentina surrendered to Great Britain and the Falkland Wars. The Falkland War concluded. It's a windswept bunch of small rocks in the South Atlantic that Argentina wanted. They said it was theirs. It was off their coast. Britain had had it since the mid-19th century. They fought over a piece of real estate that nobody wanted. I mean, when Argentina tried to take what they thought was their sovereign territory back from the British should have said, it's yours. Here's the deed. It's a useless piece of land, and for this useless piece of land, 649 Argentinian soldiers died, and 255 soldiers from England died. In the dumbest war, still I can't believe how stupid that was. Anyway, Falkland War came to an end. Good riddance. It's the bottom of the hour. Birthdays. One of the few celebrities I've actually met, Burl Ives. A little bitty tear let me down. I can't sing the song completely or we'd have to pay mechanical royalties, and that's like a lot of money. Burl Ives, born in the state in 1909, about 3 years before he died. This would have been early 90s anyway, during a weekend in the San Juans. I can't remember if I was on Orcas Island or Lopez Island or one of the islands out there in the upper San Juans. We go into a nice little restaurant on a Saturday morning to have breakfast, and I look over in the corner and I go, man, that looks like Burl Ives. And I said, well, I'm not shy. I just walked up and said, I'm sorry, are you Burl Ives? And he said, yes, I am. And we had a great conversation, great guy. He was having cherry pie for breakfast, by the way. Burl Ives, the great folk singer, born in the state in 1909. The 45th President of the United States, Donald John Trump, is 78 years old today. He is the only president to have been divorced twice. Ronald Reagan was our first divorced president. Donald Trump broke up 2 marriages, and of course he is the only federal office holder in American history to be impeached twice. He is 78 years old today. And the great Pat Summitt, who won 8 national championships at the University of Tennessee. She coached Tennessee for 38 seasons, never had a losing season, and never failed to make the NCAA tournament. That's impressive. We lost her to Alzheimer's a number of years ago at the age of 64. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor. That would be Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. It's been a cool summer so far, but of course it's not officially summer yet. We got, 6 more days of spring, but the heat's coming, so make sure your air conditioner is going to handle the heat. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Speaking of heat, when it gets really hot, you're going to go, honey, I sure wish we had a pool. Well, give those folks a call. They'll see what you can do for you. Pool and Spa Services on Worthen Street. And special thanks to our friends at Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista, the main campus in Wenatchee, and their satellite campus in East Wenatchee. Mike McNalty's got an opinion, but don't change the channel, because after that, one more time, we'll air our conversation with Chuck Egner. We went up to the fairgrounds in Kashmir to talk to Chuck, who coordinates all the band activities. He's the one who books the bands for the Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival, which kicks off in earnest tonight. Chuck will be my guest when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
The new Hummer EV is everything you want in an all-electric vehicle. It's powerful, reliable, comfortable, and will take you anywhere you want to go, on-road or off. Why buy one of those lesser EVs when you can have one that uses them for traction? Order your Hummer pickup or SUV today from Sangster Motors, batteries included.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an environmentally green dealership award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
Have you noticed how expensive it is this summer to feed a family at most restaurants? Even a burger basket for 6 people can run you $60. But at Abby's, you can still feed a family of 4 to 6 for less than $26. Real value. That's one more reason we're legendary. We know what Abby's customers like on their pizza. Meat. Lots of meat. That's why this month, we're piling on the classic pepperoni, Canadian bacon, and beef. Abby's Triple Topper has the meat you love, and right now, it's on sale. Order your Triple Topper at abbys.com.
Let nothing stand between you and the tree stand with this great offer on the fast, durable Kubota Sidekick. Featuring a gas-powered engine that delivers a top speed of 40 miles per hour, outstanding acceleration and handling with cargo, and a 2-year, 1,000-hour warranty. Get the Sidekick now for 0 down, 0% APR for 36 months or save $1,000.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox are back in action and ready to feel your support. Come see the brightest young stars the game has to offer. Who knows, you could be watching a future pro. Come catch all of the action as the Apple Sox return to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium after a 6-game road trip. Wenatchee takes on the Bellingham Bells June 11th through 13th with all games starting at 6:35 p.m. Wenatchee Apple Sox Baseball, celebrating summer one inning at a time.
Hey, this is Mike, Mad Dog McNulty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, here's
Here's something that drives me nuts about Trumpite Republicans. You know, when I say I don't like Trump, they come back with stuff like, yeah, well, Biden's a terrible president, and Inslee's a jerk, and the Democrats hate America, yada, yada, yada. And this is all said aggressively as if I, and I alone, am responsible for the current state of our federal and local state administration. Now, my gripe is this. What makes these people think, and you know who you are, what makes you think that just because I don't like Trump, I therefore like Biden at all? Well, yeah, I don't like Trump, and I don't much like Biden either, to tell you the truth. Political opinions are not an either or situation. Just because we have a limited two-party system doesn't mean any of us have to have a limited two-option opinion. So cut me some slack. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Celebrate this great country of ours at Rockfest in Rock Island, June 29th. 4 rockin' bands start at 1 o'clock on the stage at the golf course until the fireworks begin. So bring your chairs, pack a picnic, or enjoy one of the many on-site food vendors. Link will be offering a free shuttle to the golf course from downtown Rock Island. Rockfest, the last Saturday in June. Find them on Facebook. Special thanks to Rockfest 2024 supporters John Port at Real Homes and Marson & Marson. From the ocean to the mountains to the forest in between, vacation time can be a fun time. But not if your car breaks down. Let the professionals at Global Car Care be your car maintenance partners. Global Car Care, serving our valley for 25 years. With expert service, integrity, and quality workmanship. Global Car Care. They speak your car's language.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
It is back again. It is officially Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Unofficially later on tonight, the Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival. We are here at the campgrounds on the campus of the Chelan County Fairgrounds. All the activities are centered here and at the big expo center. And Chuck Egner is back. He is the man in charge of recruiting the talent. And he does it well because you got some top-flight folks coming in, Chuck. Kudos to you and your committee.
Well, thank you. We're real happy with the bands we've got this year. People are going to be knocked out by all of them, really. They're just super. Things are going to kick off this evening right over here with a luau. It's a meet and greet. It's for people to get together. It's a potluck. People bring their whatever they cook up. I think I'm going to have a few dozen ribs in there. It'll be a good time. This afternoon at 2:15, there's a slow jam, which is a jam session that is kind of hosted, and it's for shy people and beginners. Not everyone here is a professional grade player, myself especially. But anyway, the slow jam is the first thing that really gets going on Thursday, and then Friday we start having the bands 4:15 in the afternoon. Starting out with Rock Ridge, North Country after that, Carly Arrowwood after that. She's just a sweet voice. You're going to love her. And Seth Mulder.
And a great fiddle player, too, I might add.
Yeah. And we also have Appalachian Roadshow. We had them a couple of years ago. They blew everybody away, and they're back for a second time.
When they do these jams, either the slow jam for the beginners or any of the jams, somebody basically says, okay, key of G, and just kind of starts playing, and everybody kind of
kind of fills in as they go? How does that work?
So on instrumental tunes, typically they are played in a specific key. This one song, Blackberry Blossom, everybody plays it in G, let's say. However, when it's a vocal song, everybody plays in whatever key the vocalist is comfortable with. So vocal songs is a wild card, but most of the flat picking songs and fiddle tunes, they're in a standard key, D, C, G,
So if
A.
you were singing, it would be in the key of M.
The key of me. Yeah.
So Thursday night's kind of an informal, let's have some fun, whet the appetite a little bit, eat some good food, play some good music, and then Friday and Saturday is when things really kick into high gear. And the best part about the schedule, Chuck, and again, kudos to you, you don't have to pick a specific day to come out to see all the bands because they're going to be playing Friday and Saturday night. So there's no real headliner. They're both going to be, all the groups are going to be on stage both nights.
Yes, and for the first time ever, normally we've had a local band and then a regional band and then a headliner do the Sunday show. This year, the 3 top bands from back east are all doing the gospel show. So that'll be unique, and that'll be really, really special.
You mentioned Carly Arrowwood. We got the video. I want to show that one more time because this gal is a phenomenal fiddle player. She's got a future.
Yes,
she's got a future.
She does.
And if you don't believe me, check out this video, and we'll be right back. So that's just a little taste, and we're going to play the Appalachian Roadshow video in just a few minutes as well. We talked about this last time we visited. How do you go about it? This is your baby is to pick out the bands. How do you find them? How do you go about saying, I want these, this, and this to come visit us?
Well, we've got, as you can tell, I'm not a spring chicken, and so we got some new board members that are young, in their 20s, and they live 2 of them live in Nashville. And so they're our conduit now, and my duties are being handed over to Will McSeveny. He's an attorney and a banjo player in North Country that'll be playing here. Good musician, and so he knows these people. He lives in Nashville. He works as a legal, he does contracts and stuff for bands and booking and that kind of thing. So he's now taken over some of that and all of it basically going forward. But bands hear about good festivals and places they want to play. They hear from other bands. And one of the unique things about our setup here, and we've talked about it before, but they have an attentive audience here. People sitting on
sit and listen and enjoy it.
Yeah, they're not shooting the breeze. They're not talking to grandma.
Frisbees flying around.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So, and the bands really appreciate that. You know, when they play in the Southeast, they're outdoor concerts. Everybody has lawn chairs, and they're visiting with each other. They're talking the whole time. And, yeah, they clap at the end, but here, people are absolutely into it.
Does the fact that it's in the Expo Center, so it's in a contained, controlled environment, which is great for acoustics, for weather, even if it's inclement weather, everybody is safe. Does that help? Because it's kind of an intimate atmosphere?
Absolutely.
That's really a key?
Absolutely. And Blue Star gives us apple bins. We were able to create kind of our own space in there. But it's air-conditioned and heated. So in the early years, it wasn't, and it'd be too hot one year and a little too cold the next year. Now it's climate controlled, very
Thanks
comfortable.
to Karen Welch and her crew, who got the Chelan County Commissioners to fork over some money out of their deal, and now we have a heated and air-conditioned expo center.
Yep.
This facility and this campus is perfect for this, isn't it?
It absolutely is. 22 years ago when we started this thing, the electrical hookups were miserable. They were condemned. There was no sewer hookups. There was one hose over there. It was kind of, not too great a place, and they corrected it. in a couple of years, and ever since then it's just been getting better every year. So Karen's done a great job. We just appreciate the
Let's go through the Friday lineup real quick again. All the bands are going to be playing on Friday and Saturday. They'll each do about an hour and maybe 15-minute set. Walk us through the schedule for tomorrow.
So starts at 4:15 with Rock Ridge, 5:15 North Country, 6:15 Carly Arrowwood, Seth Mulder and Midnight Run are at 7:15, 8:15 Appalachian Roadshow goes till 9:30. We used to start later in the afternoon and go to 11 o'clock, and what we realized is people would look around. People have the same color hair as me. They get tired. They want to go to bed. So now we're done over there at 9:30 at night. And so those of us that play music, we stay up till 1, 2, 3 in the morning. I watched sunrise a few times over the years, being up all night. But if people want to go to bed at 9:30 or 10, they can. It used to be too late at night, so we changed that about 7, 8 years ago.
That's the Friday night lineup. Saturday, it's going to be kind of the same bands, just kind of a different sort of order. Go ahead.
Well, there's a couple different things on that. Saturday afternoon, we have a concert at 1 o'clock with Taylor's Camp. It's the kids that come here. We have a great camp, day-long camp, and the teachers in the camp were all kids here 15, 20 years ago, and now they're the instructors and they're in charge of it. And it's a beautiful thing watching those kids up there. So that's at 1 o'clock. And in the past, we've kind of had a lull for a while, and this year we decided we got 3 regional bands to play on the outdoor stage in the afternoon just to give folks around here something to do. And that'll be Friends of Larry, Slipshod, and Heartbreak Pass. So that'll be fun between 2 and 4 in the afternoon. And then as opposed to 4:15, we're going to start a little earlier on the main stage with Rock Ridge. And we start earlier because the Taylor's Camp kids get to come up on stage and do one song in front of 1,000 people.
Cool.
And, the afternoon thing, they've got a smattering of people, a couple hundred people maybe. But they get to do it on a real stage with a real sound system.
And the kids are probably going to be just, this is cool. I'm on stage and people are listening to me and they're paying attention.
Yeah.
I think I might want to do this.
Yeah, exactly. And that's some of the best players in the campground right now started out there. So anyway, that's cool. And it'll still end at 9:30, so jamming in the campground after that. And then on Sunday, 10 o'clock, we start out with Carly Arrowwood, Seth Mulder at 10:40, Appalachian Roadshow at 11:30, and that'll be it for the official duties. After that, people will come back here and pick a little in the campground, and if the weather's nice, which is supposed to be fabulous.
Yeah, it's going to be sunny, but comfortable.
Yeah, it's going to be in the 60s.
70, about
yeah,
60, 65, which is about perfect.
It's perfect.
So you're going to be here, say, for a sizable chunk of time. Say you're taking Friday off, you're going to spend as much time here as possible, or Saturday for most people. I'm going to get hungry and I'm going to get thirsty. How does that get taken care of for your patrons?
So we've got bibbies. Let me get their thing straight here. Sorry. Okay.
I don't think so.
We got
Chuck.
the Bibby booth, Italian sausages. They've been here for years.
Oh, yeah.
They were newlyweds when they first started coming, and now they got kids running around and the kids helping them sell. Taco Chava, a taco truck. That'll be really nice. We have Bavarian kettle corn. They've been here for years and years. CS Magpies, coffee and Italian sodas. Sweet Lips, frozen ice. Renewal by Anderson will have a booth, and a guy is selling dulcimers, Sunny Day dulcimers. We've got a really nice massage setup over there that I actually took advantage of in the past. And anyway, Andine Essence. And the board of directors is all here. And
all volunteers.
All volunteers.
In fact, a lot of them paid to be a part of it. They're part of your donors, your sponsors.
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. And then we've got like the 2 new guys that I talked about that are in Nashville. We also got 2 local new ones. And so we got 4 new members on the board in the last couple of years, which we needed because we're kind of aging out.
So you keep talking about how old you are, Chuck.
Well, when I was in my 30s, 72 sounded old as heck. Now it kind of seems all right.
I checked out all the videos of all the acts. They're all on YouTube. They have their own website. I wanted to give you one more little blast of Appalachian Roadshow because these guys really caught my eye and my ear. And to me, they're the perfect bluegrass band. They have the perfect 5-instrument setup. And here's a little snippet of those guys.
Another hard day, no water, no rest. I saw my chance, so I got him at last. I took his 6-shooter, put 2 in his chest. He'll never say a word no more. more. No, he'll never say a word no more. Oh, the devil got him good for sure. Ain't got no place to call our home. Only chains and broken bones. Ain't got no place to call our home. So come on, Lord, won't you take me now? Devil's gonna make
Great job on booking some great bands, bringing in some favorites always, and then you bring in some new bands. That keeps the people coming back, doesn't it, Chuck?
Well, it seems to. The campground is getting fuller and fuller earlier and earlier in the week every year, and that's good. And the board members, other than the checking in, we don't have too awful much to do on these days. It builds up, crescendos up. Starting Thursday, you got to be a little more official, and by Friday, you got to be paying attention. We got workshops, though, on Saturday. I didn't mention that. Workshops on all the bluegrass instruments, songwriting, vocal harmonies. These buildings over here that are used in the fair in the fall, they're all full, the dinner bell. And so we have people all over the place giving seminars, and they're from the top bands. So it's really high-quality stuff.
If you want to do the entire 3-day extravaganza, it just runs you $45. You get a wristband. You can come and go as you please. Single-day admission is just $30, and you're going to get $30 worth of entertainment on that. You bring some extra cash for the vendors. I'd recommend you bring cash because cash is good anywhere. Some vendors might have a swipe card and some might not. Just a heads up on that. And as far as camping, if you want a full on-site hookup, it's Thursday now. You might be out of luck. You might, if you really want to camp and enjoy the atmosphere and meet some really cool people, you're probably going to be camping a little bit farther away from where we're at.
Yeah, it's only like 100 yards.
Yeah.
And we've got, regular restrooms here, over there, and then we've got porta potties out in the back 40.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty comfortable around here.
I ask you this one more time, Chuck. We'll wrap up with this. This was a little, let's see what happens if we put this thing on 21 years ago, and this is one of the biggest events in our area. Every summer, everybody looks forward to this. You kind of created a monster here. It's got momentum. It ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, and with the young people on the board, I feel good about the future of it. We're at 5700 Westcott, for people that don't know where the Expo Center is. If you're coming up Highway 2, the new bridge on the west side of Cashmere, it's a really cool bridge. The old one was a little scary when in a camper rig.
It's where rearview mirrors went to die.
Exactly. So anyway, the access is really nice. We're just a couple miles from downtown Cashmere. So yeah, it's a fun place to be, and I'm happy to be here.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be here on Saturday. Let me take this sheet real quick. This printout here I got off the website. So if you Google Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival, you can go to the website and you can just print out the entire schedule from tonight and all the kind of the informal activities all the way through Saturday and Sunday with the workshops, everything. So what's going on and where it's going to be happening. Bring this with you. It'll save you some time. You're going to meet some great people, listen to some great music. And I'm glad you're playing again, buddy. That's good news.
Glad to be playing.
Yep. All we got to do is get those calluses built up.
It'll take a while, but
it'll take a while.
I'll get there.
Chuck Egner, the Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival informally starts tonight, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's a big party right here in Cashmere. Chuck, thanks for spending some time with us. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Dan.
And we'll be right back.
My name's Nick Dirk, and I've been a cinematographer-photographer for over 10 years. I got my start at the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center. Without the Tech Center, I wouldn't have got my first job in media production 3 months after I graduated high school.
My name is Charlie Voris, and I own Vortex Productions. My work has taken me on exciting adventures all around the world, and I got my start at Wenatchee Valley Tech.
Hey, my name is Oli Mingo, and I'm the Executive Director at Heirloom Creatives in Wenatchee. I am so thankful for Wenatchee Valley Tech to be able to have my dream career.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Hey folks, this is Blueberry Carey bringing you a public service announcement. With today's fast pace, sometimes you just need to be reminded to just breathe. Come on out to Blueberry Hills and enjoy the panorama of beautiful blueberry fields and these gorgeous North Cascades mountains. Your food is always cooked fresh to order, and our down-home scratch country recipes are always well worth the wait. Our delicious breakfast dips, pies, and pastries await you and your family. So come on out to Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Tour moseslake.com and start your adventure today.
And we are back, getting ready to get our weekend going around here on the NCW Life Channel. A couple of quick programming reminders. Got a whole bunch of really good guests lined up. Of course, on the 20th, which is just 6 days away, is the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. Whenever we have solstices or equinoxes, those 4 days of the year, we always have Bonnie Orr on this program. My good friend Bonnie Orr from the WSU Master Gardeners programming. She's going to give you all the things you need to know about making sure your yard and your garden and your landscaping and everything is ready to go for the heat of summer. Bonnie will be joining me. We'll be talking to Kelsey Riggs, the president of Wenatchee Pride. The Wenatchee Pride Festival is 1 week from tomorrow at Memorial Park. It'll be good to have Kelsey back on the show again. We'll talk to our friends at the Bunker and Glad Song Community Choir. They got a big fundraiser coming up. We're going to have a whole slew of really good shows. We're going to have 4 really good shows and 1 average show next week on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We got a little time. We're going to take one more tour around the North Central Washington area and the Wenatchee Valley. It's up to Lake Wenatchee we go. There's very little snow at the very tip top of the Cascades in our view anyway, but I mentioned this before and I'm going to mention this again and we'll show you a slide. If you're heading to the high country, 5,000 feet and above tonight for some weekend activities, get out and go see Mother Nature. You may get snowed on. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Good morning to Lake Wenatchee. Next up on our agenda, it's up to McNeil Canyon. That camera's moving around a little bit. Let me check. Chelan, right now you were at 62 degrees. And the wind is blowing out of the west-northwest at 16 miles an hour up in the Chelan area. That's why the McNeil Canyon camera is shaking around just a little bit. You can still see that. Look at that high cloud way up on top of the deck there. That's pretty cool. Camera 3, I don't know, Uriah's picking them. He threw me for a loop there. What am I looking at there, Uriah? Oh, that's Union Valley. Okay, that's probably the same angle that we used yesterday to show what we could of the Pioneer Fire, which is burning 30 miles north of Chelan, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. That's the Union Valley camera. If we turn that to the left, we'd actually be able to see Lake Chelan. That's Union Valley on the north shore of the lake, a few miles up anyway from Chelan proper. Camera 4. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Our producer, Uriah, has been accepted into the Witness Protection Program, and he's going to be moving to Texas here in a couple of weeks. So he's having a yard sale this weekend because he's moving. He's got a bunch of stuff he doesn't want. And that's where Uriah lives. So check it out. Go see Uriah and his mom and his sister. They're having a big, big yard sale this weekend so Uriah can fill up the checkbook before he heads south. 2 slides to show for you today. First of all, some fire concern. Yeah, really, really low relative humidity. Right now it's at 39%, and that's low. It's going to get down below 20% later on this afternoon. And as this rather robust cold front comes in, it's going to make the temperatures cool. But boy, with that low relative humidity, any fires that get going could really get going. As I already mentioned, if you're heading to the high country this weekend, you may get snowed on. I kid you not, you may see some light snow in the high country. Snow level is going to drop down to 5,000 feet. From the National Weather Service, real quickly, sunshine, breezy, and a high of 73, 52 for the overnight low tonight. Windy tonight, windy and cool on Saturday. Father's Day, not bad, sunny and 66, but at least no wind. That's it for us. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.
Hello, North Central Washington, and welcome back to Network TV for episode 4 of our 11th season. I'm David Mabey, your host and the marketing director at NCW Tech Alliance. Our mission is to harness technology and human ingenuity, empowering entrepreneurs, enriching STEM education, and driving technology adoption throughout North Central Washington. For over 2 decades, we've led the charge in building a community where innovation thrives. In today's first segment, we're diving into the entrepreneurial spirit with Myra Garcia, the creative force behind Evergreen Luxury Events. What began in 2021 as a heartfelt venture, Evergreen Picnic, has flourished under Myra's guidance into a full-fledged enterprise known today as Evergreen Luxury Events. Specializing in micro events, Myra has dedicated to her team craft memorable moments with service like photo booth rental and marquee letters, while Myra balances her entrepreneurial